Well, it's February, and that means Heart Month at Southeastern Med, and that is why we'll be joined by Shelley Thompson, the Wellness Director from Southeastern Med, right here on this edition of Talk of the Town. It's Jammin For Johnson time once again. It's a tried and true tradition in our community, 15 years going strongly, and the ones who make it run, Todd Thornton and Alicia Thornton, will be here to talk about that. And from the Guernsey Soil and Water Conservancy District, we'll have Levi, Arnold, as well as his new cohort, Madyson, Epperson, to tell us about their big tree sale. It's a big fundraiser for them, so we'll give them all kinds of airtime to talk about this. All on this edition of Talk of the Town.
From the U.S. Bank Studios in downtown Cambridge, Ohio, it's Talk of the Town.
And welcome on into a brand new edition of Talk of the Town, live to tape from the U.S. Bank Studios here in beautiful downtown Cambridge. It is Jeremy Scott here in the cockpit, as it were, of course, manning the controls behind the cameras, pushing the buttons, so on and so forth. Mr. Producer Man, Adam Green. Hi, Adam.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fantastically.
Excellent.
The weather has started to warm up a little bit. Of course, by the time people watch the show, who knows what the weather will be like. It is Ohio, after all. But we are lucky to be taping on a day when we don't have to dress in parkas to do this show. We're very happy about that. That's very, very true. So, folks, we're here in February, and February happens to be Heart Month. And joining us to talk about that very thing on the set, I've got the Wellness Director from Southeastern Med, Shelley Thompson. Shelley.
Good to see you, Jeremy.
Always a pleasure to see you. And I see that you've dressed the part for Heart Month. You're dressed in red there. Whenever anybody thinks about hearts, we think about red, the color red. So let's just talk a little bit about hearts in general. I know that disease is a big deal here locally and really across the nation.
Right, Jeremy. Heart disease is actually the leading cause of death in both men and women, and our rates are higher in Guernsey County than if we compare to the state and the national level. Oh, wow. So, we certainly want to try to address that. The good thing is that many of the risk factors for heart disease are within your control in regards to your lifestyle. So things like keeping your cholesterol under control, the weight, watching how you eat, exercising, keeping your blood pressure under control, following your physician's recommendations, again, watching sodium with that. Being active, lack of physical activity is a risk factor for heart disease. So, and it doesn't have to be, you don't have to belong to a special gym or do anything. You can choose anywhere. You can just go out and walk. Walk with your family, walk with your dog, or do activities that you enjoy.
You say that it's higher here, the rate of heart disease is higher here at home than it is across the state here in Guernsey County, I mean by home. What do you attribute that to? Well,
if we look at, there are community health data that is done through the University of Wisconsin, and they actually look county by county and in each state, and we compare counties within a state, not across state lines. So the last time that was done last year, we ranked 81 out of 88 Ohio counties in regards to healthy behaviors.
Oh, wow.
So that just means that it's not been in our culture. I mean, trying to add more fruits and veggies to your diet, the activity piece. I mean, a lot of people used to work on farms, and a lot of our our jobs before were much more physically active, and now things have become more automated. We have to make time in our day to be physically active. And trying to watch some of those things, like I said, your cholesterol and your high blood pressure. Smoking, number one thing. If you're smoking, it's never too late to quit. There's always a benefit, but that definitely increases our risk for heart disease. And I don't like seeing our young people getting started. And big problem now with the young people is vaping. That's their new way to smoke.
And everybody has glorified that, but really there have been studies that show that it's just as bad or even worse.
Yes.
Yes. So obviously Southeastern Med, as a part of it being National Heart Month, wants to make sure that people are educated about this kind of thing.
Right.
And you have an event coming up?
We do on this coming Saturday, February 9th.
Okay, so this is just a little disclaimer right now. If you're watching this before Saturday the 9th, you can still attend this event. Obviously, if it's after the fact, then you're kind of SOL on attending it. But yes, it is coming up as of this taping this Saturday the 9th. Go on. Sorry, I just want to make that disclaimer.
No, I appreciate that. That helps people. We do it annually, though. So if you would happen to hear this after the fact, keep us and look for us in February next year. So we're holding our annual heart health event. Folks will have an opportunity to register for the event. They'll have an EKG, blood blood pressure testing, lab work. They'll have an opportunity to talk to a cardiologist from Ohio Health Cardiovascular Services. From Dr. Jackson Flanagan will be there to talk to folks about blood flow issues in their legs. We'll have registered dietitians and nurses that will actually go over your results before you leave, your blood work and your blood pressure and some of those things. And you'll leave with some handouts and such of things that, action steps that you can take. And the best news is it's free.
Okay, that was my next question.
It's
okay,
free.
There's no cost to get in.
No cost at all.
It starts at 7 in the morning?
Starts at 7 in the morning. Important, you do need to pre-register. We have to pre-register you in our system to be able to do all those tests in a timely manner. So to register, you would call 740-435-2900. That line is one that usually you leave a message, and our office coordinator will call you back and set you up with an appointment.
Okay, so definitely make sure that you get pre-registered if at all possible, and it has to be done. What's the deadline to register?
The deadline to register would be Friday morning.
Okay. All right, so anytime Friday morning, you really can't give an exact time, obviously.
Before 11 a.m. on Friday, I would say. But,
all right. So up until that time. And if people can't make it to the event, but they would like to get this information that they could get at this event by attending, maybe they already have something in the schedule, is there a way to still make that happen?
Well, for one thing, the hospital's Facebook page, like everybody's Facebook page, is starting to be a great source of information. So if you like the hospital's Facebook page on a regular basis, it talks about events that are coming up, and then it always gives advice on ways to prevent disease primarily, and then how to treat disease or new information. So it's a great place to look for information. You can always call us if you have questions at that same phone number, and we'd be glad to talk to you. The tests that will be run this Saturday, the people can actually get done for free. Obviously, they could still get done at another time, just they would have to pay for it. Exactly. This is the day that we set it up and offer it for free. Okay, so again, what are those services that will be offered this Saturday? Blood testing for cholesterol and blood sugar and EKG. Blood pressure, we're going to be looking at a person's blood flow in their lower extremities to make sure they don't have a blockage in their lower legs. We'll look over the results of those, talk to them about their risk factors. They'll have a dietitian and nurse they can talk to, and then the cardiologist and surgeon will be there also. So everybody available to talk to and free. Dr. John Phillips and Dr. Jackson Flanagan. It's all happening on February the 9th at Southeastern Med, so make sure that if at all possible you attend this event. All kinds of great information that you'll be able to glean for free. Absolutely. It is Heart Month, and we hope that you out there are all taking care of your hearts. But if not, hey, never too late to start. Shelley Thompson, the Wellness Director at Southeastern Med. Always a pleasure to have you on the show. Sure, it won't be long until we see you again. Thank you. And we will be back to speak to Todd and Alicia Thornton about a big event next right here on Talk of the Town.
Talk of the Town will be right back.
Learning Jungle on Main Street, formerly Main Street School Supply, is located in downtown Cambridge, just west of the courthouse on Wheeling Avenue. They have a huge selection full of educational resources and toys to teach as well as entertain. They feature a large inventory of gifts for children of all ages, and you just have to check out their selection of stuffed animals, puppets, games, and so much more. The Learning Jungle on Main Street, downtown Cambridge, has layaway for your convenience and is the area's only specialty toy store. A world of knowledge is waiting for you at their front door.
The Old Country Loft in Byesville is full of quality country primitives and a whole lot more. Ruth Dixon and her crew bring you the things you need to decorate your home with country charm and warmth. The Old Country Loft, corner of Main and Glass Avenue, Byesville.
Cambridge is more than just a town. This is our home.
Supporting downtown Cambridge means shopping at the places we love with the people we love.
For the stuff we can't get anywhere else.
Food that tastes like home.
And personal service from people who know your name.
The money we spend here will keep our town growing.
Let's all shop small for our town.
The home we love.
And the uniqueness that makes Cambridge
a great place to live, work, and play.
Check out Talk of the Town on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/YRPTV and be sure to subscribe.
And welcome back to the U.S. Bank Studios. It is Talk of the Town. Before we get into segment number 2 of our show, now would be a good time to remind you to check out all past episodes of Talk of the Town, which you can do by visiting our YouTube channel, YRP TV. From the very first one we did to the very last one we did, they're all there for your archival purposes. All right, so we talked about February 9th being a big day with Shelley Thompson. Well, I'll tell you, February 9th is also a big day because of Todd and Alicia Thornton, who are going to be bringing us Jammin For Johnson once again. Man. How about that? Heart and soul. Listen to that guy back there behind the camera, Mr. Adam Green. That's why we keep him employed. Every now and then, you know.
The only one who knows how to run the camera, so, you know.
Well, there's also that, but a blind squirrel also finds a nut every now and then. That's kind of why we keep him around. Hey, it's good to see you, Alicia.
You too.
Todd, you as
nice
well.
To see you.
Let's talk about this event. For people who don't know, for people who have never been to one of these Jammin For Johnson events, can you give us some summation as to what it is, Todd?
It's a fundraiser we started 15 years ago this year. It was in memory of Alicia's father. All the proceeds go to scholarships for local students pursuing music in college. And we also do a Give a Helping Horn program where we will take old instruments that might be sitting in a closet or a basement or an attic and refurbish those, and we've given over 50 of those to local schools.
Wow. And when we're talking about Alicia's father, we're talking about Bunk Johnson.
Correct.
After whom the scholarship is named that you just mentioned.
Correct.
So let's get into the meat and potatoes of this, Alicia. This is happening on February 9th, as we mentioned. Where is it happening?
It's at the Eagles Club here in Cambridge. And the doors will open at 5 p.m. for dinner. And then the music will start at 7:30.
Okay, and the music, it starts at 7:30, but it goes till question mark.
Absolutely, yes.
Because you have all these musicians, and a lot of you really, Todd, don't even get together much throughout the year other than for this event.
No, 90% of us don't even see each other but this one time a year. A lot of them are locals that just come back specifically for this event, donate their time. And it's a spur-of-the-moment thing. We don't know what we're doing. It's not rehearsed. We just get up there and decide as we go.
Hence the title, Jammin For Johnson.
Exactly.
They're all jam sessions at this particular event. How much does it cost to get in?
It's $10 per person or $15 per couple.
Okay.
So,
and all the proceeds, again, go back into the scholarship fund.
Correct.
Yeah, and that's a really nice thing. And I actually have the little cheat sheet here. It's like cheat sheet edition of Talk of the Town. Yeah, there you go. So there you go. There's the official flyer for Jammin For Johnson. How cool is that? And I know that you guys have had some help with this as well. Ron Guthrie has gotten aboard, Alicia.
He is our sponsor for the last 3 years.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I know that he has been a part of this. And this is what, the second year you guys will have done it at the Eagles?
Third. Fourth year.
Yeah.
Fourth year at the Eagles. And I know that just the space in there to be able to jam, it really allows you to kind of have a lot of people up on stage at one time.
Yeah. Well, we've actually outgrown the Eagles, but there's really no.
Well,
we love it though.
They've been good to you.
They have. Yeah. They really have. And there's no steps for the elderly, so the elderly can come.
And good food too.
And the musicians.
Great food.
Yeah.
Great food.
And you mentioned, Todd, that the musicians who will be here, I mean, they are going to be top-notch musicians. People who a lot of the locals have come to know and love from past events of Jammin For Johnson. Who are these people? Could you give us a little bio as to who Dave Powers and Louie are?
There are two staples. You know, Dave Powers, he's a 3-time Emmy winner on piano, vocal, monster. The guy's got 4 sections of his brain that does 4 different things at the same time. I don't know how he does it. Louis Samoose is a hometown boy who's a Columbus guy now, who's the go-to drummer and doing a lot of booking and stuff. We've got Mike Lee coming on trumpet. We've got Chris DeMarco coming on trumpet. Jay Miglia, who's a sax professor at Otterbein, coming. I actually have my blues band from Coshocton coming this year.
Oh, cool.
To do about a 45-minute to an hour set to give the rest of the musicians a break.
A little bit of a chance to eat and drink and be merry when they're not having to work.
Well, and Miss Ohio will be joining us, and she'll be performing for everybody. And we have which is also one of our recipients for the scholarship.
Oh.
And then 2 more of our last year's recipients, they'll be there hitting the stage and showing off their talents. Levi Masters and Mary Pahandas.
Okay, all right. So we're actually going to be able to see the fruits of some of the labors
Absolutely,
of the Bunk
yes.
Johnson Scholarship. That is a really neat thing. That's a really good idea that you guys are bringing back some of the past recipients. That's really neat. And have you ever had people actually get up on stage with you from the audience and jam if they brought their instrument or anything like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We recommend them to, you know, if you have a horn, you know, if you play drums and you just want to jam, come.
Well, and speaking of bringing your instruments, Todd, this is something that we haven't talked about yet. Part of your program is actually refurbishing these instruments and then donating them back into the schools because of the pay-to-play.
Correct. Yeah, there's a lot of families out there that, you know, they might have a child that wants to be in music, but maybe they're not in a position where they can do that for their child. So we've given a lot of instruments to the 3 local schools in Guernsey County here over the past several years now that gives them an opportunity, because you just don't know who's out there. You might have somebody with amazing talent that if they don't have the opportunity to try to build on it,
right?
You know, and we're just trying to help that out. And
how many instruments have you donated over the years?
Over 50.
Over 50, probably close to 55.
Truly amazing. And you actually go through a full refurbishment process and everything like that to make sure that these instruments are in tip-top shape when they're donated back to the schools.
Corks, pads, springs, valves, drum heads, depending on what it is, you know, it gets a good work over.
So if people want to bring their instruments to donate to the cause, they can do so on Saturday night, the 9th. If they can't do it that night, if they're not able to make it to Jammin For Johnson, is there another way they could make those donations?
We have a Facebook page, and there are contacts for myself, my wife, and Bill Armstrong on there. Any of us would be willing to travel to come and pick something up. As long as we can help the kids.
That's an awesome cause. And I am speaking for Adam Green as well. Adam's a musician. I'm a musician myself, so we both appreciate that very, very much. Again, Jammin For Johnson, it's coming up on Saturday, February the 9th. And again, it's happening at the Cambridge Eagles. Go and make it a great event. It's going to be an awesome time. Hey, Alicia, always a pleasure to see you. And Todd,
thanks, Jeremy.
Hope this is the biggest and best ever. And hey, guess what? We're in segment number 2. We'll be back with segment number 3. We're going to talk trees. Right here on Talk of the Town.
Talk of the Town will be right back. Bundy Law Funeral Home has worked since 1924 to earn the confidence of the families they have served and continue their commitment to the community. They offer a complete range of quality services, from funerals to cremation, and honor all faiths and customs. The staff at Bundy Law understands you need to know all the available options to make the right decisions for your family. A price list is available upon request, and they invite your comparisons. You will make the right choice when you choose Bundy Law Funeral Home.
Cambridge is more than just a town. This is our home.
Supporting downtown Cambridge means shopping at the places we love with the people we love.
For the stuff we can't get anywhere else.
Food that tastes like home.
And personal service from people who know your name.
The money we spend here will keep our town growing.
Let's all shop small for our town.
The home we love.
And the uniqueness that makes Cambridge
a great place to live, work, and play.
U.S. Bank is the 5th largest bank in the country, and while being recognized nationally for their strength and stability, they continue to provide hometown service. At U.S. Bank, they provide a variety of products and services for your consumer and small business needs, such as free checking with internet banking, loans and lines of credit, and free financial planning services. At U.S. Bank, they're proud to support the growth and development of their communities by helping local business owners achieve success.
For a show schedule of upcoming guests and to watch past episodes, go to yourradioplace.com.
Back here at the U.S. Bank Studios, it is Talk of the Town. It's Jeremy Scott here in the seat, Adam Green behind the cameras. This show's just flown on by, Adam.
It's our natural charisma.
Yeah, I think that's just what it is. We've kind of gotten a flow. We've kind of gotten it down like a well-oiled machine. Well, you know, I told you we were going to talk trees, and I wasn't lying. It wasn't false advertisement here from the Guernsey Soil and Water Conservancy District, which is a mouthful, but I think I just nailed it. I have got Levi Arnold, a name that you have come to know and recognize, and Levi, introduce us to your new cohort here.
Well, we've got Madyson Epperson. She's here with us today, making her Talk of the Town YRP TV debut.
All right.
Madyson started with us back in June of last year, but she's getting around, getting out there, and she's here to tell you a little bit about herself, what she's going to be doing for us.
Awesome. Madyson, good to see you. Good to have you on the show.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about your position here before we start actually getting into this big tree ordeal.
Yeah, so I actually am from here. I went to Meadowbrook. We graduated together, actually. I went to Ohio State, and then I started in June. I am the Education Natural Resource Specialist, so I'm in charge of camp now that we do every summer.
Is that the one out of Jurassic?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, we're at Salt Fork, and then our more Memorial Woods property, it's like 50-50, one day here, one day there. We do coordinate events with them also,
right?
But that's our yearly conservation camp. And then essentially I work with all Guernsey County schools doing programs. I've been in all the schools already so far, Buckeye Trail, Meadowbrook.
Hitting the ground running.
All of them, K through high school, so it's been fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So you're here now, and are you a part of this big tree sale?
I kind of reviewed. He knows what he's doing with that.
Yeah.
He's a forestry specialist, but it is in our newsletter that we just started.
Oh. Was that a you project as well? Very cool.
So I did the newsletter. Our winter issue just came out about 2 weeks ago almost, and our spring will be out in March.
So how do you subscribe to the newsletter?
So we have a mailing list. If you're not on it already, we can add you if you call our office. It's also published on our Facebook and our website.
All right. So all kinds of ways that people can read it. They don't necessarily even have to get a paper copy.
Yeah.
They can read it electronically if
Yep.
they want to do so. Very good. And do you distribute it to local businesses, that kind of thing?
We haven't yet. We're trying to kind of see the feedback and how many people are requesting it by mail or paper copies, but we certainly can.
Very cool. So definitely be looking for that newsletter in a business near you, and like she said, definitely check out their Facebook page and their website as well. All right, Levi, let's talk trees, man.
'Tis the season, man.
Yeah.
When people think of the Soil and Water Conservation District, that's usually the first thing that they think of. That they think of tree sales, Adam,
And you,
and me sometimes. But tree sales is what we've been known for since roughly the dawn of time.
Yeah.
That's one thing that the Soil and Water Conservation District is known for. Do it every year for fundraising purposes, outreach. Plant a tree, save the world, all that good stuff. But what we do is we try to provide reasonable and good cost for tree seedlings so that people can improve their properties, whether it be for a timber harvest in the future or for wildlife habitat value or aesthetically pleasing value.
Beautification, baby.
Beautification by forestification. That's a made-up word. Don't use that. We like that word. That's a good one.
Yeah.
But it's such a simple thing and such an easy thing to do. It's a great event to get together with the family if you want to plant some trees, or even for self-sustainability. We have several fruit tree varieties that people can add to their home or their properties in order for self-production, self-sustainability, all that good stuff.
Now, I don't have the cheat sheet in front of me. You're the only one to not provide me a cheat sheet. Of all the guests we've had today, I'm kind of sad. Oh, look at that. I do have a cheat sheet in front of me. Yeah. I don't know how that happened.
Yes, we do teach magic on the side.
But there are all kinds of trees that you have available for sale.
We have a plethora of trees available.
Love the word, my man.
Good word
Love
today.
the word.
You know, starting out at the top, we got Fiji apple and Grimes golden. That way that they can cross-pollinate and feed each other a little bit. They're a very hardy variety, more disease resistant. We got a Bella Georgia peach tree, a Montmorency cherry, crab apples, plums, dogwoods, persimmons, hazelnuts, Osage orange, bur oak, red oak, chestnut oak, sawtooth gobbler oak, eastern red buds, sugar maple. I got a sugar maple tree.
That's a new tree.
Keep away from the Angemos.
Northern catalpa and eastern white pine. So there's just a rundown of our species. Many of these comes in bundles of 5. The bigger fruit trees come in a 1 or 2 package, and the eastern white pines come in a bundle of 25. We also sell marking flags and fertilizer tablets, which are just kind of a startup thing.
Sure. And obviously, being that you have all these different kinds of trees, the prices vary per tree.
So for instance, like our fruit tree package, it's $18. It's $9 a tree. They're bigger trees. They're 3 to 4 foot whips. They're going to be about 3/4 to an inch in diameter. The Bella George is the same way, 3 to 4 foot, and it's a $9 tree. Montmorency cherry, 3 to 4 foot, $10 tree. But our 5-tree package bundles from the crabapple clear down to the catalpa is anywhere between $4 and $10, and they're all mainly bigger trees. The higher the price, the bigger the tree.
How do people go about ordering?
People go about ordering by filling out this handy dandy tree sale flyer, which has been all new redesign. There's also a little value index for pollinators, birds, deer, small mammals, and also edible parts, and a timber tree kind of little indicator. So there's a little guide on there that lets you know what value that tree can bring to yourself and your property. But you fill this out with name, address, and even email so that we can add you to our list if you want to be added, and so we can mail you a flyer so when your trees come in. Anyway, fill it out, mail us a check, and we'll get you your trees.
Or you can come in.
Or you can actually go in physically and do it.
Yeah.
And what is the deadline to be able to order?
March 8th. Okay. So the March 8th deadline is, about a month away. You got a month to order your trees, and they'll be in around the first week of April is what our anticipated pickup date is. We'll mail you a postcard and call you when we have that finalized date. It just depends on when we get them shipped to us.
You heard about all the different things that Madyson is doing. You hear about all the different programs the Guernsey SWCD does, but in order for them to be able to do those programs and for Madyson to be able to do her job, it would really help if you would order these trees.
Yeah.
Exactly. Whether it be for beautification or for nutrition, just remember, homegrown is the best grown.
What's the tagline again?
Forestification. That was the tagline.
Yeah.
Beautification through forestification.
Yeah. But I still like homegrown is the best grown because it's so good across
you guys
many.
Can, talk and put those both on.
We can mesh. We'll call Webster's. We'll figure it out.
That's a good idea.
Absolutely. Webster's. They're so fun to follow on Twitter as well. I digress. Definitely order some trees from the Guernsey SWCD. All kinds of contact information. Look on their Facebook page. Look on their website. It's all there for you. Levi, Arnold, always a pleasure to see you.
Nice seeing you too, Jim.
Madyson, Epperson, good to have you on the show, and hopefully we'll be able to have you guys back sometime in the not too distant future.
We'll be back.
We'll be back to wrap up Talk of the Town next right here on YRP TV and on Channel 1021.
Talk of the Town will be right back.
Learning Jungle on Main Street, formerly Main Street School Supply, is located in downtown Cambridge, just west of the courthouse on Wheeling Avenue. They have a huge selection full of educational resources and toys that teach as well as entertain. They feature a large inventory of gifts for children of all ages, and you just have to check out their selection of stuffed animals, puppets, games, and so much more. The Learning Jungle on Main Street, downtown Cambridge, has layaway for your convenience and is the area's only specialty toy store. A world of knowledge is waiting for you at their front door. U.S. Bank is the 5th largest bank in the country, and while being recognized nationally for their strength and stability, they continue to provide hometown service. At U.S. Bank, they provide a variety of products and services for your consumer and small business needs, such as free checking with internet banking, loans and lines of credit, and free financial planning services. At U.S. Bank, they're proud to support the growth and development of their communities by helping local business owners achieve success.
Bundy Law Funeral Home has worked since 1924 to earn the confidence of the families they have served and continue their commitment to the community. They offer a complete range of quality services, from funerals to cremation, and honor all faiths and customs. The staff at Bundy Law understands you need to know all the available options to make the right decisions for your family. A price list is available upon request, and they invite your comparisons. You will make the right choice when you choose Bundy Law Funeral Home.
Thanks again to all my awesome guests on this edition of Talk of the Town. From Southeastern Med, hey, check out that event if possible. Shelley Thompson, the Wellness Director. From Jammin For Johnson, another event you need to partake in on Saturday the 9th, if you're watching this before then. Todd and Alicia Thornton, they were here talking about Jammin For Johnson, and we appreciate their time as well. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, from the Guernsey Soil and Water Conservancy District, Levi, Arnold, and Madyson, Epperson. Check out that tree sale. All kinds of great trees, beautification or nutrition nutrition purposes, they have it for you. Don't forget to check out yourradioplace.com. Our getaway giveaway contest is in full swing. You'll be able to go to yourradioplace.com. You'll be able to check out all the rules, regulations, sign-up locations, which, by the way, that list is growing, so definitely check that out at yourradioplace.com. And hopefully it's your name we are drawing to join us on April 5th down at the Dockside Restaurant for our big finalist party. So check that out. It's your chance to win an $1,100 travel voucher to go anywhere you want to go. Why wouldn't you want to sign up? And by any means that you would like to get there. We'd like to send Adam on a slow boat to China if possible. You'd like to go as well, yeah. Hey, how about it? For our producer, Adam Green, I am Jeremy Scott saying, have yourself a fantastic day, night, or otherwise.